special love. This year, we could not get an active cancer because while you're suffering cancer, you cannot come out and be within such a large group. But Ryan Tomoff, who went through the program and fortunately is cancer-free at this time. He went through the program and also has become a cancer counselor. Ryan is a 5-time cancer survivor. So at this time, I'd like to introduce our special, very special camper and speaker, Ryan Tomoff. Ryan, come on up.
Great pants.
His hair. He always has some wild outfit on.
I would totally wear those.
Yeah, so would I. Adjust that microphone.
Yeah.
There he goes.
Good evening. My name is Ryan Tomoff, and tonight I will share my story and my involvement with special love. On October 17, 1997, myself, along with my parents, received the most horrible 4 words you could imagine. Your son has cancer. I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Little did I know how much my life would change following that diagnosis. I was admitted 12 times for a total of 84 days inpatient and another 74 days outpatient and clinical visits. On 12/30/1999, I was declared in remission. I had just begun kindergarten in late August. That was until I relapsed just a mere 3 weeks later on September 22nd, 2000. By this time, the hospital was becoming a normal thing, which means more blood, more transfusions, and more platelets. So yet again, this meant another protocol different from the protocol that I had before. By this time, the hospital was becoming a normal place, and I had to occupy my time somehow. Between schoolwork, what I could do, Nintendo 64, and The Price is Right, precisely at 11 o'clock, that kept me busy for most of the day. I spent, I wrapped up my second leukemia treatment on 12/31/2002, once again declared in remission. I spent 18 months in remission, was enrolled back in school playing sports like soccer and baseball, and on June 2nd, 2004, I relapsed for the second time. If you are keeping track of dates, I've diagnosed/relapsed in Olympic years. Since relapsing twice leaves you very few options, a bone marrow transplant was my only hope. My doctor and nurses helped me through the summer to get me ready for my bone marrow transplant. My family all got tested to see if they were able to be a match for me, but unfortunately they were not, and went to search the National Bone Marrow Registry. The National Bone Marrow Registry found a perfect match on the registry. We tracked our way down to Durham, North Carolina, home of Duke University, in late October of 2004 to get geared up for my bone marrow transplant. On October 3rd, 2004, I received my life-saving bone marrow transplant and spent the next 40 days on the hospital floor 5200. I was watched closely by many doctors and nurses, and on December 13th, 2004, I was discharged from the hospital, and for the next 4 months, We stayed in an apartment close to Duke so that if any problems were to arise, we were only a few minutes away. Life resumed after my bone marrow transplant with many visits to Georgetown University Hospital. Life was becoming a normal thing, and in April 2016, I was diagnosed with squamous cell carcinoma, also known as SCC, on the right side of my tongue. My heart broke as I heard the news. After a few doctor's appointments and meeting with my soon-to-be surgeon, we had a plan in place. On May 27, 2016, Dr. Ward and his team at the University of Maryland Medical Hospital went to work on removing the infected part of my tongue and reconstructing the tongue. The surgery lasted 12 hours, and I spent the next week in the hospital healing and recovering until I was discharged on June 3, 2016. I spent the summer, after the summer went by, with healing and rehabbing. Dr. Ward ordered a PET scan at a follow-up in the fall the same year. Dr. Ward in November saw me just before the Thanksgiving holiday. The PET scan showed some concern, and he wanted to do further testing. After a biopsy, it showed that the SCC, squamous cell carcinoma, showed up on the left side of my tongue. The odds of that happening is 1 in 2 billion to have SCC on both sides of the tongue. The surgery was scheduled for December 1st, 2016, and that has made me a 5-time cancer survivor. My involvement in Special Love started relatively early. My family and I got introduced to Special Love during my first protocol. My first interaction with Special Love was the Under 7 weekend in 1997. This weekend was designed for kids under the age of 7. I was still in active treatment, but my blood counts were still good enough to go ahead, and so we went to camp. My first week-long camp I attended in 2001. For a little reference, Special Love grants you 3 years to attend camp for original diagnosis and relapses, along with 5 years if you receive a bone marrow transplant. So I guess you could say I love camp so much that I relapsed in 2000 and 2004. I attended Camp Fantastic from 2001 to 2012 and loved every minute of it. Friendships were made with counselors and campers alike, some who are not here today. Today I volunteer with Special Love when my schedule allows it. Whether it's ski weekend for our YAC community, young adults with cancer survivors, Friends Weekend for our current campers 13 to 17, where they can bring a friend along to experience the camp atmosphere, as well as Oktoberfest, and my favorite week-long Camp Fantastic, where we get to give the opportunity kids ages 7 to 17 to just be kids. Today I have a book. This book is about me. My mom wrote it. There's a chapter in here, chapter 12, which conveys how much Special Love means to me and my family, to give you a sense of that importance. There's an entire chapter. This book is available on Amazon, the Focus Flight, and I want to thank you all for letting me share my story. I hope my story not only inspired you, but also helps you understand what Special Love means to me and my family. Cheers.